Okay, day 21 on the PCT. Just crossed the 300 mile marker, and which I don't know, I feel it's okay speed I'm making. Regardless, there's something cool coming up here at 307. Around 307 there's supposed to be some hot springs, natural hot springs. So needless to say, I'm gonna drop down to the skivvies and relax in some hot springs for a little bit. So 12 miles out from my camp this morning, I actually found the hot springs. It's pretty cool. I'll give you a tour of it. Apparently there's a place here that's the hottest, is about 104, and then more along these rocks here. So check it out. This water's cold. It's probably in its 40s or 50s. This is pretty warm. This feels so good after a few days on the trail. Ah, crazy. Like I said, the only thing different between this and a hot tub would be like the algae floating in it, you know, and the sand floating around in it. But man, other than that, it feels crazy good. Okay, so I'd like to show you all of these little springs, but I can't. There's quite a bit of nudity down in some of them, so, but this is a cool one right here. This is really clear, pretty nice, pretty cool. But it sure is, it's been nice jumping off the trail, jumping in these springs. Like this one is cooler than the other one. It gets cooler as you go down, and the water down there is like really, really cold. But it was a great idea to stop in these springs. It would have been silly to pass them up, and they're right on trail anyway. Man, I am so glad that I stopped at those springs. The hot springs were awesome. They were connected in order of hotness. The murky one that I was in first was the hottest, and then there was about 3 more that went down in temperature. And the second one you saw me in was about as far down as I could go, because you know, it's in the middle of nowhere, so the clothing restrictions are non-existent. So if somebody wants to be nude, they can be nude, and I don't have a problem with any of that. It's just that I didn't want to pack a camera down there and start videoing when people trying to enjoy their day in the buff. But anyway, so glad I did it. I don't even care if you're through hiking the PCT, you get an opportunity to get out here past Big Bear and to travel down to those hot springs. So worth it. Go down there and spend the day. That's the problem. I wanted to spend the day, but I only spent a couple hours. I would have spent the night there, but I'm on a little bit of a timeline. Like I said, I got a surprise waiting for me. Will be waiting for me in Wrightwood, and I gotta do some distance. Okay, today, Day 22 on a trail. Got a late start this morning. I'm getting closer to my target and I can slow down. So I decided to take a little later start this morning. But on this trail, you're gonna find out that a lot of people are twisting up fatties, rolling up fatties. I'm getting ready to show you how I roll up a PCT fatty. So, my version of a PCT fatty is this, which brings me to my thought of the day. Weed. Weed out here? I don't know, I guess it is a part of the trail culture. If I had to guess, and this is just a guess, and by my own observation, more people do partake than do not, and that's only from my own personal experience. It doesn't mean that that's statistically proven, and it's like, to me, it's like beer. You know, I don't have anything good or bad to say about it. It's irrelevant. I don't partake by any means. It's just not my bag of tricks. It's not my wheelhouse. I find enough enlightenment and fulfillment in what I do every day that I just don't need it, nor do I desire it. It's the same with alcohol. I don't need it or desire it, but I still have a good time just the same. And again, just like alcohol, I don't think anything good nor bad about it. It's just out here. It's part of the trail culture. It's legal in California, except for in a national forest. Not too sure about Oregon or Washington, but irregardless, it's part of the culture out here, and it's going to be here. So don't be surprised and prepare yourself. I can only compare it to say, as far as maybe like a culture shock, as far as maybe your day-to-day would be similar to like the Springs yesterday. The Springs yesterday would be a perfect example. There's no dress code, so there's nudity, there's naked folks out there, and if that's not part of your daily culture and not something you're accustomed to seeing, people walking around naked, Well, it's going to be the same if you're not accustomed to being around people who just casually smoke weed, as if, you know, you'd see a guy open up a cooler and drink a beer. It's just part of it. It's the way it is, and you'll have to embrace it. Go about your business and kind of be like me, not have any positive or negative thoughts about it. It just is.